Alright, here we go. Mic is on now. Okay. Murder's a little behind. He's got some stuff he's got to take care of, but he'll be with us as soon as he can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off. And when he gets here, we'll get his 2 cents on things. As you can see, we have our little Christmas background. It's just cool, isn't it? It's an international wallpaper for Merry Ho Ho. So, we're really going to talk about, it's 2 things, but it's really 1. It really is just 1. And, how am I doubling myself? I'm doubling myself because I'm in your headset. Mute. Discord. Now I'm not doubling, am I? Yeah. Oops. That's what you get for talking to me in Discord. Okay, peeps. So anyway, we are going to talk about, like I said, it's 2 things, but it's really 1. And we're talking about the head of AMD's GPU department. He had taken a sabbatical, and for whatever reason he took it. And then, just so much that it happened, he then is hired by Intel. And Intel is now stepping up to get GPUs. They want into the rat race of GPUs as well. So, 1, obviously he's getting more money from Intel. That's cut clean and dry. He's just getting more money from Intel. We also have the 2 links there that Search put up that we're going to be that where I got these articles from. Now, we would have been talking about this a lot sooner, but with, as people do know, my mom passed away a couple weeks ago. I had been out of town taking care of her, so we're kind of catching up. And then we'll get a little bit more current as we go along, and I do apologize for that. But we want to make sure that you guys are getting the things that we ourselves are making sure that, yeah. Now, this all was posted on November 9th about his being hired on to Intel. And on September 13th of this year, he was going on temporary leave, sabbatical, whatever you want to call it. So there was some sort of contention. They don't want to talk about it, more than likely. Probably because he did step down. Had he not stepped down, I think there would have been something that was said or done or whatever, I don't know. But you know he was approached by Intel, given a job, and then turns around and then this happens, he takes leave. Well, he took leave because he needed to give us 2 weeks notice. Or a month notice, or whatever it was he had to give. Anyway, the head of graphics at AMD is now gone. And the head of Intel's graphics is now here. Same guy. That's why I say these are 2 different stories, but the same story. So, Intel poached the head graphics of AMD to build up their GPU line. What's going to end up happening with that? Maybe NVIDIA and AMD have got a rival coming now? Who knows? But I do know this. A third-party GPU maker should add more variety for us and bring the price down on GPUs. It should. Not to say it's going to, but it should. Now, this also leads to NVIDIA used to be the sole purpose, and Intel, well, their sole purpose was to put the integrated GPUs in. That was what Intel or NVIDIA used, or was used for at the Intel Corporation. And then there was a story that Intel was going to start going to using AMD integrated GPUs on their boards, especially for their laptops. Now, that being said, you have to believe, at least I do, that Intel didn't want to pay the money out in the long run to have AMD bringing in chips and putting them on their boards and integrating them for their laptops or whatever. They didn't want that. So what did they do? They went one step further and started taking people from AMD, giving them, basically throwing money at them, saying, promising probably everything, and then saying, here, take our money, make us a GPU, make us rich. So we'll see how that plays out. Not sure how it's going to play out, but we'll see how that plays out. Now, the CEO, Lisa Su, is going to now be in charge until they get somebody else. We'll see what happens, who they get next. Now, the guy Raja, what's his last name? Yeah, Kaduri, I'm going to say it is. I know I'm probably butchering his name, and I do apologize, sir, about butchering your name. But he wrote a letter to his team back, and it was released on the 9th through the WCCFtech.com. They have a letter, and I'm sure that letter is probably public knowledge somewhere else, and that's where they ended up getting it from. But anyway, it says, RTG team, you haven't heard from me collectively in a while. A symptom not only of the whirlwind of launching Vega, but simply of the huge number of demands on my time since the formation of RTG. Looking back over this short period, it is an impressive view. We have delivered 6 straight quarters of double-digit growth in graphics, culminating in the launch of Vega and being back in high performance. What we have done with Vega is unparalleled. We entered the high-end gaming, professional workstation, and machine intelligence markets with Vega in a short period of time. The demand for Vega and Polaris is fantastic, and overall momentum for our graphics is strong. But that in itself, I could see him saying, you haven't heard from me collectively in a while. Yeah, that's a precursor to saying, I'm out, see ya, we are done. That's basically what it's saying. Now he goes on to say, incredibly, we at AMD also managed to speculatorily re-enter the high-performance CPU segments this year. We are all exceptionally proud of Ryzen, Epic, and Threadripper. The computing world is not the same anymore, and the whole world is cheering for AMD. Congratulations and thanks to those of you in RTG who helped see these products through. The market for high-performance computing is on the explosive growth trajectory driven by machine intelligence, visual cloud, blockchain, and other exciting new workloads. Our vision of immersive and instinctive computing is within grasp. As we enter 2018, I will be shifting my focus more forward, architecting and realizing new vision, and rebalancing my operational responsibilities. Rebalancing my operational responsibilities. Basically saying, I am out. Here you guys go. Fend for yourself. I myself am one to say, if you're going to be working for a company, stay faithful to a company no matter how much money is thrown to you, especially if that company has been good to you for a very long time. That's just me, I guess. You know, this guy, as soon as somebody threw him a lot of money, he's like, I'm out, see ya. I don't agree with that. I really don't agree with that. At the beginning of the year, I warned that Vega would be hard. At the time, some folks wouldn't believe me, or did not believe me. Now, many of you understand what I said. Vega was indeed hard on many, and my sincere, heartfelt thanks to all of you who endured the Vega journey with me. Vega was personally hard on me as well, and I used up a lot of family credits during this journey. I have decided to take some time off in Q4 to spend time with my family. I have been contemplating this for a while, and there was never a good time to do this. Lisa and I agreed that Q4 is better than 2018. Before the next wave of product excitement, Lisa will be acting as the leader of RGG during my absence. They meant to say my absence. So, but he wrote by, so he didn't proofread. My sincere thanks to Lisa and the rest of AET for supporting me in the decision and agreeing to take on additional workload during my absence. I am looking to start my time off on September 25th and returning in December. Thank you, all of you, and your unwavering focus, dedication, and support over these past months, and for helping us to build something incredible. We are not done yet, and keep the momentum going. Regards, Raj. I'm sorry, but that was just him saying I'm out. And him saying that he's going to be back in December when he knew he wasn't going to be. You know, that just concretes what, he really meant by this. And, this still, I know business is business, but loyalty above all is most important. I know Murder would agree with me. I know Sergi agrees with me. I'm sure all of you agree with me. Loyalty to who gives you that foot in the door and who has been by you 100% and they've given you everything that you've ever needed is more important than somebody throwing out to you, say, a 6-figure or a 7-figure paycheck. I mean, I would not sell out anybody. Let the music turn it off. Oh. I'm not hearing music. There, is that better? See, Murder, you're supposed to be letting me know this stuff like way ahead of time. Oh, it's on the channel. Okay, alright. I can't hear it, so I don't know. It must have been one of the musics I had situated. It was probably Christmas music in the background. So anyway, this is, he states that, he appreciates everything that everybody's done. No, I wanted the music for the beginning of the show. Oh, yeah, see, Sergi let me down now. Oh, man. So anyway, I think that loyalty is more important than anything else. And I know, like I said, I know Murder agrees with me. I know Sergi agrees with me. I know everybody out there agrees with me. You know, bah humbug. Yeah, I know. Look, pretty soon I'll be wearing this damn thing. Where did my tag go? What? My tag's missing. They stole my tag off my damn hat. Thieves. Anyway, Santa Grim will be streaming soon. And all of you will be his ho-ho-hos.
You should dress in black and get a big sickle so you'd be Grim Santa.
Oh, yeah, Grim Satan. Yeah, imagine that. So, we started talking about, there's two stories that are intertwined with each other. And the two stories are AMD's head of graphics leaves, and then Intel hires AMD's head of graphics. And he wrote a letter. I don't know if you heard me read it to everybody, but he wrote a letter stating that, you know, he appreciates everything that, you know, everybody's done. You know, the launch of Vega has been hard on him, and that he was just going to take quarter 4 off and be back in 2018. But yet, by November 9th, after he took from September 25th, when he took his time off to start, to November 9th, he jumped ship. He jumps ship and goes to Intel. So you know his words were shit. He didn't mean anything that he said. So, like I said here at the end, where he says, here he goes. He says, our vision of immersive and instinctive computing is within grasp. As we enter 2018, I will be shifting my focus more towards architecting and realizing this vision and rebalancing my operational responsibilities. And like I said, that's him basically saying, I'm out. See ya. He went and took his business elsewhere. That's why he's saying that he is going to be focusing towards architecting and realizing this vision is with Intel, because Intel didn't have this, and now they do with him going in. He has a brilliant mind when it comes to GPUs. He knows his shit, and that's why Intel poached him.
The only thing that confuses me is the title. Why is Intel into GPUs now? Technically, they've always been.
Well, they've been integrated.
They've always been in NVIDIA. They may be able to do their own chips now, but I mean that's not much different than what they were already doing. NVIDIA was just making the chips for them.
Yeah, NVIDIA was making the chips, but they weren't making the chips. But they're talking about opening up a plant to start making chips. So they're going to start making them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Lawsuits coming up in the future.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to get to, is there's going to be a lawsuit because intellectual rights go right back to AMD.
Well, if they start designing anything, even if it won't hold up in court, right? AMD is going to look to at least waste their time and a little bit of their resources in setting up court dates, setting up lawsuits.
Oh, definitely.
If they even remotely design a GPU chip, even close to anything that they have with Radeon, if the architecture is anything like it, the code is anything similar, if the blueprint even looks familiar, AMD's gonna jump all over. Like, nope, that's ours. That's ours. That's ours.
Oh, definitely. And in order to be situated so that you can't have intellectual property rights taken over, it has to be over 50% different.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, totally, he's going to have to really, he's going to have to basically start from the ground up and build something that he has not built with AMD.
Yeah, he may have already had that in mind, like his own stuff he wanted to work on. But I'm sure that, because every tech company does it, no matter what your position is, even if you're the fucking janitor, I'm sure he signed a like an intellectual property contract, pretty much saying any idea you have while working here belongs to us.
Yeah, it's exactly it, and you are right with that.
If he was working on any future projects, or if they were even kicking around the idea of future stuff, he can't put that into reality with Intel if AMD has any proof that he started it there.
Yeah, searches as a non-compete clause.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not the Santa Claus. It's just a non-compete clause.
Yeah, it doesn't, not related to Santa Claus. No.
Yeah, it's not Santa Claus.
But yeah, he's gonna have to, like you said, he's gonna have to start over, start from scratch, or like I said, maybe he had something in mind already. He just never brought to him, and he just starts it out with it. He may have had this planned out for a year. There's no telling.
Oh yeah, exactly. But it's kind of funny is how he says I'm gonna start on September 25th, and then turn around and November 9th, he's done. He's out. That's all of October that Intel has probably been in his ear, like, we'll give you 7 digits, we'll give you run of the mill, basically. We're starting a whole new project, and you're going to head the whole thing up from the ground up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've been trying to what do they call it when like a sports recruiter is trying to steal someone else's players?
Poaching.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what I was looking for. But yeah, I'm sure they've had their eye on him for quite a while.
Oh, definitely. I mean, with a mind like his and the way that Intel has jumped, AMD has jumped with their GPUs all over NVIDIA and given NVIDIA a run for their money.
Oh yeah.
Intel is like, we want that. And like I said, it's going to give a third company out there with an offer of GPUs that it's supposed to, as far as supply and demand is concerned, bring the prices down with the competition.
See, this is Intel's opportunity to jack up some prices like they always do on their stuff. No matter how good or almost as good they are, they want to charge you more. But also at the same time, you got to think about the other end of it. And the way I see it, what's this going to do to NVIDIA if Intel pulls out of partnering with them and just says, you know what, we're doing our own thing? NVIDIA has lost a pretty decent chunk of their research and development funding.
Well,
I mean, that's
that was something that I had talked about before, because NVIDIA or Intel had changed to AMD towards the beginning of the year, saying they were going to start using integrated graphics from AMD at the beginning of this year. They said that.
That was their hint of saying we're stealing your dude.
That's basically what it boiled down to. Now, so we already knew that NVIDIA was out and AMD was on its way in. But now, we all know that, yeah, AMD is on its way in, but through the vision of another person.
Yeah. Well,
not by their design of paying AMD for their chipsets.
Yeah. Well, here's how I see it. I don't see AMD losing much. He can be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it as like a sports team, right? That's like losing your starting quarterback. You can replace him because you have the rest of the team already there that knows how to play. They just need someone else to lead them. Now, brilliant guy, yes, but replaceable. NVIDIA losing a partner such as Intel, I think NVIDIA is going to be hurting.
Oh, I get you on that one. I totally get you on that.
NVIDIA is going to drop to the waist. They're going to be like all these little, for lack of a better term, some people may not like it, but I consider them knockoff, third-rate products, like your little Zotex and shit like that you see on Newegg or whatever that are like third price of everything else. They may be good products, but they're just not quite, Radeon or NVIDIA or anything like that. But Intel's picked up a good person. They're just going to have to build a team around him. All they did was take one person. All they did was take one person out of a team from AMD that can be replaced. So competition will be AMD and Intel, and I think NVIDIA is going to be the one that takes the hurting the most.
I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. I honestly think that when it all boils down to it, NVIDIA is going to take a hit. They're going to lose some, but not all, of their backing. Their biggest investor, yes, Intel, but I think they're going to be okay, but they're not going to be as good, which means that they're going to end up having to take a hit in the pocket by lowering prices. Because they're not going to be able to keep up with that demand of a better GPU constantly. They're not going to have it. I know they have their own GPU guy, but that's all they've got. That's all NVIDIA has is GPU anyway.
Yeah. I don't think AMD is going to hurt any. I still think, in my opinion, AMD is better than NVIDIA. Some people argue the opposite, which is fine. I don't think it's going to hurt AMD. As a matter of fact, I think for at least a short while, until Intel gets it running and gets in their own groove, AMD is going to just rise a little bit higher.
Well, that's true, and I can see Intel bleeding some money because of this.
Oh yeah, they're going to have to. NVIDIA is going to have the hardest time. Intel's just going to have to learn to do what NVIDIA did for them, but Intel has the money to do it.
Correct.
Which is why I think it's going to hurt NVIDIA. I don't think they have the monetary resources to catch up as quickly as Intel will, having to learn to do their own chipsets and stuff. Intel has the resources to just throw out there, learn what they need to, and catch up to AMD. But with that in mind, that's what I was saying. AMD is just going to soar a little higher because they're not really losing anything. They're just going to keep on pumping out stuff, throw in another design guy into the team, and just keep cruising along.
Yeah, well, I know Lisa Su, she is the president of AMD. She herself is no slack behind the monitor when it comes to designing these things either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, her taking the helm and running things, I think that it's going to give other people who are under Raja, who were there from the beginning, it's going to give them more of an opportunity to put out their designs and bring them to her and say, look, this is what we've been designing, this is something I've been talking about doing, and maybe he's been squashing this, maybe Raja's been squashing him, saying, no. That's a possibility, that's a big possibility.
True. Maybe somebody just as smart as him sitting in that team already, but because he was at the top, I don't know, maybe he's not that kind of person to be selfish, but maybe he is, and he was like, I just, it's my ideas. And so, yeah, you may have another brilliant person already sitting there. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they lost much in this deal.
Yeah, well, you're right as far as that's concerned. I just think that because he does have this stuff in his head, that, like you said, there's going to be issues in court. And if it's one thing, they're going to have it in court and say, that's ours. You made it here. We have it. Right there it is. It's in black and white. You can't do that.
Prove it. If there's an email with him mentioning it, if there's even a rough sketch left in a file somewhere, anything, as long as they can prove, hey, you started that here, he'll have to start it over.
Oh, definitely. He'll have to design it from the ground up. And, and that's why I chose these two back when we were going to do this, but with everything that happened, we didn't get a chance to. But like I said, this is one of those things that now that Intel has a GPU guy, what does this mean for Intel? This means that, one, they can start creating, and just like AMD did, a APU, a graphic GPU, and a CPU built into one. They will start being able to have that ability. Now, I don't think, and I haven't seen it anywhere because I looked, I don't see that there is a patent for the AMD's APU. The architecture, yes, but the ability to take the two and put them into one, there is no paperwork on that.
I don't think they could. I don't know. I'm not a patent lawyer or anything, but I don't think they could patent the idea of combining the two. Like you said, they may be able to patent how they connect or the architecture, how they're structured or put together. I don't think they can. I don't think they could patent the putting them together. That'd be like patenting the car the way it is and saying, nope, you can't make another car with 4 rubber tires and a windshield.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. And I think that, with that being said, this is going to start putting Intel into the mix. Like I said, there's going to be a third party now involved with creating the base GPUs.
No, a lot of people know it. I'm a big AMD fan, like that. I'm dead set on AMD. But I think
Thank you for that follow, Barry.
Intel has a big opportunity here. And if they don't screw it up by jacking the prices up to ridiculous amounts that they don't need to charge, they may become real competition even for AMD fans like myself. If you can put out a GPU that runs equal to the Radeons and other AMD brands and be close in price, and I'm not talking, most of their stuff's already $100 higher than it needs to be. Close in price, you may gain some more customers. I mean, they got a real good chance of improving their image.
Yes, they really, really do. And I think that with Intel being able to dip their toes into this, one, their revenue stream, it gets bigger. So maybe, just maybe, they might be able to bring down the cost of their CPUs because of the offset that's created by their GPUs.
Maybe. I think they're still too greedy. They're still going to want that CPU price. But you were saying with them dipping their toes into it, they ain't dipping their toes. They stole AMD's lead GPU guy. They jumped in feet first, dude.
Man, they jumped in head first. What the hell are you talking about?
That is straight diving in. That's not dipping your toes. That's just like, bam, here we are. Everybody's gonna know it. Yeah.
Kind of like, what the hell's her name? Miley Cyrus with a wrecking ball.
Yeah. That's not just walking up and kind of tapping on somebody. Hey, I'm here. That's just walking up and slapping the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I think that, with him being able to give Intel that little bit of an edge of being able to create their own integrated GPUs for any of their laptops and things like that. Because a lot of your laptops, almost all your laptops, their integrated GPUs are Intel. There are some that are AMD as well, but I'm going to say the majority is Intel. This is going to keep Intel on top of the integrated GPUs without having to go to NVIDIA.
Yeah.
So this is going to save them some money in the long run, and it's going to make them more money in the long run. That's all I can see with this happening.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying if they play it right and they don't get greedy, right, they're in a good position to make themselves look as good, if not maybe, I'm saying maybe, because I still love my AMD, maybe better than AMD. That's a
Yeah,
long stretch, but I mean they're in the position to improve themselves greatly.
yeah. Now, um, further down the digital trends article, they brought up a point about the real threat is to Apple and to Qualcomm. Now, they're saying here
To
that,
who in Qualcomm?
yeah, that other company that fell off the tree, Apple. The one,
Yeah.
the one that women decided, hey, look, we need you to fight into this because we've been into it. We don't want to be the only ones in trouble.
That's why there's a bite taken out of the apple,
Yeah.
so they can shove it in everybody's face that women screwed up humanity. I get it now.
Yeah, I know, right? Sergio's looking at me like, really? I love you. So it says here, since the mid-90s, virtually all home PCs have been sold with Windows running on Intel processors. The term Wintel has fallen out of fashion, but that hasn't changed the reality. Intel inside has been synonymous with the PC for 25 years, particularly among laptops and two-in-ones. Most people don't even think about it and end up with a Wintel machine by default. Now, it goes on to say the dominance is no longer guaranteed. Apple and Qualcomm have major strides in computing performance over the past decade. Though Intel still has the technical edge, everyday PC use isn't demanding enough to make it obvious. What is obvious, though, is how badly these competitors thrash Intel's graphics. While iPads and smartphones can display rich 3D graphics, Intel's hardware struggles to run new games on their lowest settings. So, basically, Intel, because it says a little bit further that 2018 will be the year that the threat becomes real, because Qualcomm and Microsoft have now partnered to produce Windows 10 laptops. And with that being said, Intel is going to be out. Intel won't be the big man on campus anymore with those laptops. It's going to be Qualcomm.
Yeah.
Apple is pretty much their own deal, but with the iPad, you're not going to see any real graphics by Intel when it comes to those apples. Because where do you see most of your Apple graphics coming from?
Wouldn't know.
From Apple.
Oh, yeah, it's all proprietary.
You know,
I don't know if they use somebody else or not. I don't really do Apple stuff.
No, from what I've seen, everything that they do through Apple. Everything's done through Apple. Hence the reason why Apple is not a true gaming PC. Or gaming system, I should say.
Yes. If anybody watching games on the back, I'm sorry.
So anyway, but you got Qualcomm, and Qualcomm is in a lot of your Android systems now.
Yes, they do it. They more well.
It's more now than it was in the past.
I was gonna say, well, not just Android, but yeah, it's a dumb comment, so I stopped myself because it's all just Android and Apple. Windows pretty much killed themselves with the crappy ass Windows phones.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, Qualcomm does a lot, and they have been for years doing mobile.
And mobile graphics is basically where their bread and butter is for Qualcomm.
Oh yeah, because everybody, which I get, you want to play games on your phone, that's cool. Our kids do, but too many people are acting like these phones are going to become gaming phones. Come on, you're not playing Elite Dangerous on a portable phone.
Yeah, like, the Razor phone. Yeah. Now, here is some good news or bad news that they call it on Digital Trend here. Intel needs better graphics hardware. Without excellent graphics, Intel can't present a package as complete as its competitors. Companies like Dell and Samsung want a single chip that can do everything. Pairing Intel hardware with separate graphics chips isn't ideal. So, the Intel AMD partnership announced just a few days ago is the band-aid over the wound that needs deeper attention. Raja can mend that wound, but it will take time, which is true, because he's got to get a new architecture built. They got to build the factories to actually, to build these things, which we all know is going to end up overseas.
Probably so.
What's that?
Probably so.
Oh yeah, it's just going to happen. I mean, they're not going to take and put it into any other country, and it's sad to say that they're going to put it in the lowest paid country.
Well, China does most of that stuff anyway.
They do, but that's the thing, though. You've got these countries like that do this stuff and pay their people so little that these companies are now taking the business elsewhere, which they've been doing for many, 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 many years. But that's what's going to end up happening is there's not going to be more jobs created in England, Ireland, Germany, Russia, here. There are not going to be any jobs created because of this. So that, to me, is a bad news situation. Because there are plenty of people out there who need these jobs that do the work. It's just that they have to pay the price, and they're not going to.
Speaking of making things overseas like that, can I post a link in chat? It's a video I found on YouTube. This guy in, I don't remember the name of the town. It's over in China, near where a lot of these electronic factories are. He went through a market that they have and built an iPhone 6 from scratch. Like, bought each and every individual part, all the little boards, the send and receive antenna, I forgot what he called it, the master controller that pretty much runs the operating system, the battery. He bought every individual piece and put it together like it's supposed to be and works exactly like a store-bought iPhone 6. But there's a video of it on YouTube that I found that I thought was really cool and slightly a little scary that you can, because all this stuff is made overseas in China, the parts are ridiculously easy to get over there.
Yeah, go ahead, post it. I mean, I can see that being an issue for the major companies because anybody can just go out and buy the product, put something together, call it a different name, and sell it.
He found the back of the body of the phone. The first one he found that had the laser etching in it for where all the parts go, like the little outline, it wasn't in great shape. So he found another back that didn't have the etching, but was able to, in this market, in a little booth tucked underneath some stairs, found guys with a laser etcher that exactly matched the other one and laser etched the back of this thing so he can lay all these parts into. It's ridiculous, all the parts that he found so easily in this little market.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not a big Apple product person, but just the video itself was kind of amazing to me that he just, it took him a while because he kept having to, whatever he does for work, he'd have to go do and then come back to it. But just how easy it was for him to find the parts. If he was missing one, he'd go to the market and be like, hey, look, this is what I'm looking for. And they would have plastic bins full of these things.
Yep. Now, here they're saying that Raja can mend that wound, but it'll take time, and obviously we know that's going to take time because what they have to do. But they're saying you shouldn't be expecting to see any kind of Intel branded graphics cards on the stores next year, which will be 2018. And you probably won't see anything for up until the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, before you really see anything from Intel. So AMD has got a head start to be able to even go further.
Of about a year, yeah.
I'm going to say probably a year, maybe even two.
I would make my prediction, if we're going to make predictions, I would predict by, at the earliest, November or December of 2018, right around the time the last electronics show convention is held, they'll have an announcement for Intel's new graphics products.
Yes, I agree with you there.
They may not be selling them, but by the time that last show, I think is like middle or end of November, when they have in the U.S. at least, when they have the last convention. I'd say by then they'll at least have an announcement of, hey, this is what we got. This is what you can look forward to.
Correct. And I mean, that in itself is really just gonna, I think, make them have to even step their game up even more, because AMD is still going to be right there, right on top, because their competition right now is not Intel, it is NVIDIA.
Well, a couple months, their competition is going to be nobody.
You know, that's true. That's true.
Intel
because
completely pulls out of NVIDIA. When that happens, it may take a couple months for them to get all the legal issues, any contracts, whatever, get all that stuff canceled and taken care of. But there's not going to be any competition. And like you said, I predict by next November, they'll say this is what we've got. They'll have something to show us. But like you said, it'll be another 6 months or so, year and a half from now, before any product is actually made.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a while. And that's why I say AMD still has a step up on them because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, NVIDIA still is going to have just a little bit of that go-go juice. They're going to have a little bit still. But I really don't think by the time that Intel comes out with their graphics cards, they're going to have as much steam. And AMD is still going to have their steam. They're still going to be pushing on. Intel is just going to be trying to catch up.
Oh, yeah. It won't take much for them to catch up, but they will be starting from behind.
Yeah, they will be. So we'll see what happens. Now, being that they do have an AMD guy that is creating their GPUs, we might start seeing some GPUs that kind of rival AMD eventually, that you and I both know, as long as the price is worth it, it's going to get bought.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's going to get bought, so.
About the next year and a half, I'd say 2 years, will be interesting, because by that time, we'll get to see if they're going to be any kind of competition for AMD or not.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I said, I don't think AMD is going to be hurting from this at all. Like you said, the president of the company, she's usually on top of stuff. I mean, she was right on top in the mix with everything, with all the Ryzen processors.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think they're going to be hurting. They're not going to have anything to recover from. So I think they're just going to keep on trucking and advancing. And we'll see how long it takes Intel to piece it together and catch up to them.
Yep. And then, obviously, like you said, there's going to be lawsuits. So we'll start seeing that coming up, too. There's those lawsuits. So, that's...
If not, Intel is going to be very carefully tiptoeing around everything, being careful not to cross any lines.
Yeah, well, because like I said before, they're going to be bleeding cash anyway because of having to start out from nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, if they have a lawsuit, I mean, just the time that is going to be standing in court that they can't even go any further with anything. There'll be a cease and desist order, and that will be placed into effect until they can prove that it's not the same. They won't be able to work on it. So they're going to be bleeding even more money.
Which is what AMD is going to try to do. They're going to try to cause as much delay and cost them as much money as possible, because AMD can just keep going. Like I said, they're not going to have to slow down for nothing.
Yeah.
So the biggest problem is going to be legal issues, making sure they do things and don't do things.
Yeah.
And then
definitely.
the biggest expense Intel has, and it's the same with any tech company, R&D is the biggest chunk of any tech company's budget.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It sure the hell is.
It's expensive, and they're having to start R&D from the beginning.
Yeah, because they really don't have any kind of graphics. So they have nothing to really start with. The only thing they got to start with is this man's brain.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's got to hire a team. How many times is he going to go after AMD guys that he's worked with and try to poach them?
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And I know AMD has probably already put in a what do they call that clause? It's not a disclosure clause. What do they call that? It's the same thing as a non-compete clause, right? Where they can't work for somebody who they rival with, right?
The whole conflict of interest thing.
Yeah. So really, I'm sure that they probably already put in place you can't go to work for anybody, and that's going to put him in a position because they probably, because Intel did not have a GPU division, they really weren't competition. So if he quit and went to work for him, there was no competition. Now that he's creating a new GPU area, then, you know, that's just that.
Well, they'll have to put a time limit on.
Keep talking. I've got to take this.
Okay. They'll have to put a time limit on anybody going from AMD to Intel. You know, they can't necessarily say you can't work for them ever. They could put a time limit on, like Searchy said, she can't work for anybody else for 3 years. They may put a year, 6 months, 2 years, you know, whatever. When I was driving locally for out of the Michelin plant, I was driving for U.S. Express, and the company that I ended up with, Benor, that ended up taking the contract, they had an agreement, and we found out early enough, some of us did, that they couldn't hire U.S. Express drivers straight from U.S. Express. They had to wait 3 months. So we find out early enough. I quit. Oh man, I didn't know the exact time frame, but it ended up being like just a couple days before they put that into effect. I just got lucky and timed it right. I quit U.S. Express. I was like, I'm done. I quit. The next Monday, went to Benor, applied, got the position, and was like the first of 2 people to be on that contract with Benor. So I show up that next week in a different uniform, different truck. Everybody's like, oh, what the heck? Yeah, I just barely squeezed by. But yeah, they'll have to put a time frame on how long between companies. Yeah, normally a time restraint. Yeah, they'll have to put a time frame on, you know, you can't go work for them for 6 months or a year. That way, I'm thinking that way that everything isn't still fresh in your head. Maybe hopefully by that time you've forgotten some stuff. Either way, you still can't take ideas that you were using with AMD. You can't take it to Intel. Like we were saying earlier, it's the next year and a half to 2 years is going to be interesting. It'll be kind of fun to. It's going to take 6 months. I'd say give them at least 6 months before you really start seeing any kind of even a peak of information, things getting leaked, any kind of competition showing up. It just depends on how high they are in the company. If the company falls, yeah. If they're high up on the R&D team or something, they may put a higher time limit or time frame on them. If you're just Joe somebody that they don't even really know who you are, you just did some of the extra stuff in the background, they may give you less time. Depends on how, like you said, depends on how important they think you are. Sorry if I'm sounding kind of funny, people. I've got, I don't know, my kids came down with something, then I got it, and my sinuses are all sorts of messed up. It's been a fun past few days. Yeah, I'd say within 6 months, I'd start peeking into some of the tech sites, see if there's any news showing up. Interesting to see how it goes. It's the holidays, yeah. I'm usually pretty good, my immune system or whatever, at not picking up whatever they have. I didn't have it as bad as some of them. They had fevers and throwing up and all that stuff, but mine's just been sinuses. I hate going to doctors. My wife convinced me the other day, she's like, look, she was thinking it might possibly be a little bit of pneumonia. She wasn't going to chance it. She wanted me to go, so I was like, fine, whatever. Go up there, and it's some viral sinus thing. Same thing the kids had, I just don't have it as bad. They gave me a bunch of crap to take. That's the thing I hate about doctors, not to be poked and prodded. All the crap they give you to take afterwards. Like half a freaking pharmacy sitting on my table. So in 6 months, you both need to revisit this topic. Yeah, I'd say in about 6 months, yeah. Here's a bad scream. I don't like doctors. I really don't. I don't like the poking and prodding and strap your arm in this thing and squeeze the shit out of it. And, sticking shit in your ear, down your throat, in your nose, poking you with needles. I just don't like doctors. And then they want you to take all this crap that who really knows what these pills do to you? I mean, really. They know what they do. Then you look at most pills, and there's like a list. The list of side effects is longer than the list of what it treats. So it's like, y'all don't really know what this stuff does in the person's body. But we take it anyway. But yeah, I'd say 6 months. We can re-hit this topic in 6 months. I think it'd be a good one. It's going to be a good one for the next, like I said, about next year and a half. I don't think I'm going to become an Intel fan because of all this. Very unlikely. Matter of fact, my nephew was wanting to, oh my God, love the kid to death. He's not the brightest. He told me, he's like, yeah, I was looking at this laptop at Best Buy. He's going to give Black Friday sale. I'm like, okay, cool, not bad. He's in school. And he's like, yeah, I got this gaming laptop. I stopped. And I looked at him. I was like, you just say gaming laptop? He's like, yeah. I was like, there's no such thing as a gaming laptop. He's like, well, no, that's what it is. I told him, I was like, dude, you want a gaming PC? Build a computer. So he sent me the link to the laptop he was looking at. Oh, sorry, trying not to cough. And so I could see all the parts and stuff in it. Bunch of Intel parts. So I said, okay. I told him, I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up. I'm going to make you 2 builds. I'm going to build you an Intel desktop, Intel processor, NVIDIA graphics cards. Do a straight Intel build. And then I'm going to do an AMD build. At least it wasn't a Mac. No. I got to slap my nephew. He'd have been like, go buy this Mac to game on. I just slapped him. So I went through Amazon and Newegg. I built an Intel desktop as cheap as I could, but still good enough to run what he wants to play on Max graphics. then I built an AMD. Everything but the monitor, the operating system, all of it. Everything but the monitor, mouse, and keyboard. There was a $600 difference. Some people may think, oh, well, that's not much. If you're putting $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 into a computer. But if you think about it, $600 is a lot to me. I'm broke. $600 is a big difference. AMD was the cheaper of the two, obviously. But they were all comparable. Same amount of memory, same speed on the processors. The only difference, obviously, the Intel was a quad core, and they have their virtual cores, so it's supposed to be like an 8-core, but it's not. The AMD processor was a 6-core. So same amount of memory, same processor speed, just more cores, same graphics quality, but it was a $600 difference.
Okay, where are we at now?
I am sitting in my chair.
Between the monitor and your seat?
At my house.
At your house. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm not at your house, I'm between a monitor and a seat.
You're at your house between monitor and a seat. I'm actually between a seat and 3 monitors.
I'm between 2 monitors.
Yeah.
But you're special.
I was rambling. I stole one from my wife's computer. She had 2 monitors and her work sent her one. And I'm like, you really need 3 monitors? She's like, I don't know. I guess not. I'm like, good. Cool. I'll take that one.
Take the bigger one.
No, I think her other one was bigger. Like an inch or 2. The one from her work was a little bigger. No, I was just rambling, ending my thoughts on the Intel thing, and then just kind of rambling about AMD and Intel comparisons.
Yeah, I mean,
I was telling him my nephew wanted me to build. He was wanting to buy a quote unquote gaming laptop. I about laughed my ass off when he told me that. And so he sent me the link to what he was wanting to buy from Best Buy. And I told him I'd make two desktop builds, one Intel, one AMD. And the AMD came out about $600 cheaper.
Holy crap.
Huh?
When it comes to laptops are not for gaming.
Well, that's what he told me. He's like, yeah, it's just a laptop I was thinking about building. And he's in school, so I'm like, or buying for Black Friday. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. He's in school, we use it for school, whatever. I was like, oh, cool. So, what are you planning on doing with it? Oh, I was, buying it to play my games on. I'm like, I stopped for a minute. I was like, look, I said, there's no such thing as a gaming laptop. He goes, no, there is. Look, it's right here. And he pulls up on his phone. I was like, no. You can't game near as good on a laptop as you can a desktop. You want a gaming PC to play your games on? Not for you. Come to find out, he already had a laptop for school. I'm like, so you want something to play games on? Let me build you one. You're going to spend $1,000 on this laptop. Let me throw $1,000 into a desktop and show you what it looks like.
Oh, definitely. When it comes to, Razer puts out a laptop. It's a decent laptop, but it's just not a PC.
Yeah.
It's just not. So.
Now, I get before I've quote unquote. I know it sounds horrible. I've gamed on a laptop before. I'm not saying I gamed well, but I gamed on one for the longest time because I didn't have the money to build a desktop. All I had was this little HP laptop, which was decent, but it obviously wasn't near as good as the desktop. But once I finally got the money to build my first desktop, yeah, it was way better.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to go ahead and move on to is PUBG's new desert map and their updates that are going to come with that. They're talking new guns, so they're talking a Winchester rifle, probably a lever action, more than likely. And scrolling through, yeah, it is.
Instead of motorcycles and dune buggies, we're gonna have stagecoaches and horses.
Hey, that works for me, man.
Be like the Wild West. We're rolling up with revolvers and Winchester rifles.
Hell yeah.
Sawed-off double barrels.
Well, that's the other thing they're talking. They're talking about having sawed-off double-barrel shotguns in there. I mean, that's straight up, that's old Western shit going on right there. But,
I would think with a desert map, you'd have to have shorter range weapons than what they have now.
Well, the thing is the desert map is actually pretty damn big.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would be a sniper's paradise because, you're not going to have the vegetation and trees and all that stuff that you have now.
Oh, that's true. And
it's hard to hide behind a cactus.
Now, it says here, prolific, player unknowns, battlegrounds, data miner, BizFarts. Oh, that's funny.
BizFarts?
Yeah, the guy's name is BizFarts. I guess that's his name. Oh my god, seriously. And then he writes, I can almost type that with a straight face. I couldn't. There would be no way. Has dug into the game files once again, and this time digging out what appears to be the final version of the desert minimap from the latest test server. Sadly, we have to say goodbye to Murderland. Bye, Murderland.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Because of the auspicious town is now known as Santa Domingo. So they don't call it Murderland no more. They're calling it Santa Domingo. And they're getting rid of some of the place names that they had. They had Lariat, Desolation, Zombie, Dirtbag, Crackback, and some other things of the sort. Yeah, Crackback, I know, man.
Crackback and Dirtbag. What?
Yeah, right? So,
those are awesome names.
They're talking, they have no models yet. They didn't find models, but the new weapons are called the Winchester Rifle, the Rhino Revolver, and a sawed-off double-barrel shotgun. And, yeah. And there's no models available yet. So we'll see how it works out. I think that this is going to be a pretty nice thing with the new map. It's going to bring a freshness to the game, and I honestly believe that this is going to be another poke in the eye for H1Z1. King of the Kill.
Yeah, if they add too many of these long ranges weapons they already have, this is going to be a sniper paradise.
Oh, definitely. Now, I brought up a map here, and I have it in stream if you want to see it. Now, it is what they're calling the unofficial final map for the game. It does have the ability to kind of go in and make it seem just a little bit bigger, so I'm going to hit some of these areas. Now, we're looking in the far top left corner. You got production studio, so they're probably putting what their little studio looks like. They're putting it in the game more than likely, which would be kind of funny. You got petroglyphs, and it's surrounded. I mean, that right there, doesn't look like there's much to hide in, from what I can see with this aerial view. You got a bunch of unnamed places still. And as we continue right.
Ooh, there's a death trap.
Oh, definitely. Look at all. There's a lot of them.
Crater Fields. There's a death trap.
Yeah. I mean, you look at just outside production studios, that whole mountain area right there. I mean, you can be on top of that mountain range and pretty much, take out quite a bit of what you see around the map, in that vicinity. The map looks huge. I'm not gonna lie, it looks huge. You got a big town right there. I'm sorry, but I don't speak Spanish. But I'm thinking that's Cobra, meaning it's a snake of some sort. You got a lot of little towns. I shouldn't say towns, but little compounds and houses and stuff. Obviously, they had to have the military base in there, which is your upper right-hand corner. That over closer there. See military base. It's a little bit cleaner than the military base that's on the current map, as far as, you know, angles and stuff like that.
That is a big ass town. Los
Leones. We're
kind of in the middle.
Oh, you're looking on yours. Okay, yeah. I'm up at the top now. The Torre Ahumada. I'm guessing that's a pretty big town. Terra Bronca. Santo Domingo is another town in here that we got. I guess this is the name of the thing it's going to end up being after. But, you know, we're looking at a lot of work that went into this map. A lot of work.
Ooh, plane crash. Sounds interesting.
Silver mine, the prison. The prison looks pretty big. It's down at the very bottom. 2 bridges going into the town. We're going into that island where the prison is. We got a silver mine. We got a town just to the east there. Then you got a small silver mine up by the Valley del Rio. Yeah, so I mean, we're looking at a lot of time that went into this. But yeah, Crater Fields, I mean, anybody up on the top of the crest of that thing is just going to be able to take anybody out that's going to be in there. And then you've got, inside Crater Fields, you got that little road that goes down and into that other area to the east. I mean, that's just like shooting fish in a barrel almost. Got a junkyard. Graveyard. That's the one thing they don't have in the other map is a graveyard. You got a power grid. You got the cartel airstrip. Okay, I see where you were talking about the plane crash right there inside that crater.
Yeah.
That big ass town right there. Los Leones. I wish you could get a closer look at the towns, but this is as close as I can get into the towns.
Yeah.
It's just that one deal, yeah.
It says there, plans to release out of early access version 1.0, which will include this desert map, late December. Xbox One version of the game will release on December 12th.
Yeah, but you see they didn't say PlayStation?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to hit PS4 right now.
No?
No. I doubt they will. But I wonder if they'll do cross-platform later.
You know, I would hope they would.
Yeah, most of them don't because they're like, oh, PC has an advantage over console, and like, come on, just let them play.
If it does become an issue, then Cut the ties.
I say the easiest way to do it: create cross-platform servers, label them cross-platform or whatever you want, and then also have your PC servers and console servers. If somebody wants to play cross-platform, they can click on the cross-platform. If they're like, oh, I don't like this, PC's got an advantage in here, they can go back and play in their console servers. But at least give people the option to play cross-platform if they want to.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, but we'll see how that happens. We'll see what happens with all that, so.
Because I know if my son and his buddies get it on Xbox One, me and you will jump in and just beat the shit out of them on PC.
Damn straight.
So I can laugh at him from the other room, like, ha ha ha, headshot.
Shoot him from the backside. Right in the head. You didn't see that coming, did you?
Run him over with the car. Start playing some Ludacris on the speaker really loud.
Yep. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Or just before you hit him, blow the horn. Play some Roadrunner.
I think it would be cool if they would offer some sort of cross-platform option.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, hell, we already have a cross-platform for Rocket League. I mean, in all honesty, there shouldn't be any issues. There should be the ability to do that with a lot of the different games, but, the PvP games would be nice to see something like that. Ooh, what's that? Right there. That's Path of Exile. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked. The wife is going through Facebook and she has Path of Exile on her Facebook stuff, and Path of Exile with their new update that's coming out soon. They're dropping their new league, and with their new league, they're gonna have a lot of new gear and stuff like that. And it looks pretty good from what I've seen so far. A lot more boss fights.
Yeah, so I redid my Path of Exile, downloaded it on Steam, deleted my old account because with the Steam one, it pulls up the same launcher, so all I gotta do is just log in and all my stuff's there, so now I can just launch it through Steam.
Yeah. So anyway, if anybody's got any thoughts, ideas, put them out there. Let us know what you think of the new map. Let us know what you think about Raja jumping ship and being a turncoat and running to Intel. Oh, did that come out? Oh, darn.
What?
My whole comment about Raja jumping ship and becoming a turncoat. Yeah.
Traitor.
He is. I'm sorry, but if somebody's been good to you like that, you don't just leave them. I guess I have integrity when it comes to that. I have a sense of loyalty when it comes to this. I guarantee you, if you hired me to work for your company, you were paying me a decent wage that I could make sure my family was being taken care of, and I was doing my job, and you got money for it, and you always gave me my bonuses, or even if you didn't give me bonuses, you gave me a little bit of something else, whether here or there. As long as there was a mutual admiration still, I would never jump ship from a company. I couldn't do it. And I don't care if it was technology or whatever, I would not do it.
At least have the decency to give them a heads up.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, if you're going to leave for money or whatever, give them a notice. Be like, hey, look, you know what? I got this offer, blah, blah, and here's my 1 month notice, whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, though. He said, I'm going to go on a sabbatical because, I haven't spent time with my family. But yet, he turns around and a month before he's supposed to go back to AMD, he cuts ties, says, I'm out. and goes to work for Intel.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing. I mean,
it was planned out.
Yeah, it was. So, anyway, peeps, if you guys got any comments, questions, let us know. If you have issues, let us know. I'm sure that we can, we can help you out. Earlier today, we helped out a guy who had issues, and, we'll see how well it goes after he gets done with it to see if he actually got it fixed or not. But, if you guys have questions, you guys need help with something, hit us both up. We both have Discord channels. You can hit us both up in either one of them or in both of them. If you can't get a hold of one of us, you can go with the other. We have Facebook links. You can hit us up at Facebook. Go ahead for your chat. I don't know if we have your channel. Do we have his channel on our down belows?
Which channel?
Yours. No.
Discord?
Throw your channel in for your Twitch channel so they can get a hold of you if they need to there. Because they can get a hold of me here at this one.
Oh, easiest place to reach me is Discord.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Discord's going to be the easiest. But they need your Discord from your channel.
I'm making one thing.
Oh, just make a link to it?
I'm making one now.
Okay. And what we'll do is we'll make a copy of that link and put it on the page as well. Both Discords.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So anyway, if nobody has anything, we're going to go ahead and head out. We have overshot by just a little bit, but not by much. We appreciate everybody for coming out. Murder, thank you very much for being a host on this channel, bro. I really do appreciate you. And Sergi being behind the scenes there, giving us our little pushes and things of the sort.
She can't reach me.
She can't reach you, I know. She can reach me and hit me all she wants. She'll just hurt herself. Unless she gets panned.
I was going to say, throw something heavy at him.
Yeah, she will. She's got to be able to pick it up first. Alright, peeps, so I appreciate everybody for stopping by. This December, on the CNG channels and stuff, we are doing the NCO Club benefits. We're raising money in toys and food, whatever anybody can spare for the NCO Club to give to children and families who do not have anything for this Christmas. Or, if nothing else, give to your local charities or, your area. Help those kids out, give them something for Christmas. I will be doing my streams with my Santa Claus hat on and everything, so you're no Santa Claus. And we are doing the MF Foundation this month as well. Okay, thank you very much, Sergi. If you go to the deal below or that link, you'll get to the CNG Cares page. Hit the link up for either of the two charities. One's a charity, the other one's a benefit for the kids and stuff. It's still a charity in my eyes. The NCO Club is a very good club here in the local area. They did help me out quite a few years ago with my children and stuff when I didn't have much to give to them for Christmas, and they got us Christmas dinner and everything. It was great, and I just want to help get back to them, so that's why we're doing this. And if you've got one near you, Murder, let us know. We can, something that might help you guys there with, a charity that's near you guys or whatever.
I would say y'all could donate to the Feed Murder charity, but
Feed Murder charity?
I need to start going on a diet.
Feed Murder before he goes on his diet charity.
Oh, I ain't got much longer.
I feel sorry for you, man. I am not doing a damn diet. I'm 265 pounds and I'm happy where I'm at.
I weigh the same as you do, and, well, okay, 262. And it's time for me to do something.
Yeah. I'm healthy, so...
I think you're taller than me, too, though.
I am.
How tall are you?
Just shy of 6.
Oh, you're not much taller. A couple inches.
No, not much. Not much, but still, the weight ratio is different.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, like I said, you know, I've been over 300 pounds and lost it. Tried getting back to my 210, but I'm too old for that shit. I'm never going to be back down to my 210 mark. So.
I got big plans coming up. I need to lose a little bit.
Oh, you're going to run from state to state? Do Forrest Gump?
Sort of.
Oh, damn. You can't include me in that one, bro. You're on your own. I'll sit in the car following behind you, cheering you on. Go, Murder, go!
Like I said before, I have changes, plans coming up.
Yeah.
Shortly after the new year, I'll know whether they are set in stone or not, and then can let everybody know, because my internet presence will change.
Aw, damn.
I will still be here, but I may no longer be Murder and Spree.
Aw, damn. I'm gonna have to pick your brain on that shit later. Got me curious. Alright, peeps. Well, Murder, Searching, I believe we're out. I thank everybody for stopping by. And it's like I always say, friends don't let friends game alone. Peace.